Hello everybody, it's your friend Eduardo from Mexico City. Now this is going to be a bit ranty video. Let's talk about Diamond's Pullbox proposition and why I believe this is a bad idea. What they are proposing is an app that will allow geeks to make their pull list online and comic book stores to keep track of what's being pulled and keep the inventory and stuff like that. It doesn't seem so bad, right? Well, a couple of problems first. You won't find a single publication talking about it. Polygon doesn't talks about it in that way. The Beat doesn't talk about it in this way. Neither does Bleeding Stool. Nobody is talking about it in the way that I'm going to talk about, because I truly think this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea for geeks, it's a bad idea for the comic book stores. It's only a good idea for Diamond, who would be finding themselves treating the comic book stores as a franchise. You know, they'll be even more of a gatekeeper for publications, for stores, for everybody. That's that's bad news in itself, but that's not the only reason we as geeks shouldn't welcome this proposition, and we shouldn't use this app ever. Okay, this is going to touch a little bit into comiXology and services that work like that, where you don't own your stuff, because of the next things I'm going to talk about. If you're into games, or if you have been following my Twitter feed, you will have seen me talk about this, for instance, or retweet about this. Blizzard using social media to find toxic Overwatch players. What does it mean? It means that Blizzard, the studio that makes Overwatch, is going to track down your social media as an Overwatch player, and if you dare to say something they don't like, they are going to ban you from their game. So you pay $60 for a game, and the game company is going to kick you out just because you said somewhere else, not in game, not on their servers, not on their forums, you said something they didn't like. Okay, Blizzard is not the only one doing this. Twitch is doing exactly the same, as one angry gamer tells us here. Okay, so they are going to ban users based on hateful offsite behavior, just like they are talking about some pretty stupid stuff in Magic the Gathering. You should go to UnsleevedMedia channel and see this video. Wizard poops on MTG fans and creators with new policy. I will be linking this video in the description. so you can read it by yourself, you can watch it by yourselves, and be aware of what they are saying. So, taking in consideration the tendency that these companies are having to track down users and take action against them for things they did or said off-site, I don't believe we should give Diamond the power to be in the position of maybe doing that. You see, if they manage to make Pullbox a real staple of the industry, if they will manage to corner even more the market, and they will be the one point where the SJWs could go and make them put in place policies that would ban you from using Pullbox. So it's not only bad for the comic book stores, because Diamond will be even more powerful in the industry. It's bad for us as geeks. So even if you don't care about the comic book store, you should care about Pullbox not being adopted by your comic book store. You should talk to your comic book store and tell them about this. This is really bad news if it gets widely accepted by the comic book stores, because Diamond corners even more the market, and because they then will have the power to ban geeks from using their app. Okay, so of course you can go to the store and work with the store manager, but if the store manager only has all the pull lists in the app they are planning the comic book stores for using, then you are fucked, because the app will not allow them to add your pull list. This will be used in order to try to kick us out of the culture we built, to kick us out of the hobby, to kick us out of the industry, as they have been doing with these other policies. Since they know they don't have the numbers, they know they don't have the economic power that we as customers have, as buyers have. So they have to search for ways in order to make the industry obey them. Okay, so these social media policies will be implemented in Diamond's Pullbox, because we can't trust that Diamond isn't already infected with SJWs in the upper echelon. And this will more than likely will be used against us, will be used against the comic book stores, who will find themselves more and more working as employees of Diamond and not as business owners. And we will find ourselves more and more with Diamond dictating what's sold in the comic book stores. And indie publishers will find themselves more and more fucked in the ass by Diamond, as we have seen they already have been doing with some publishers like Alterna Comics, where they refuse to make reorders for books the comic book store has sold out. I really can't emphasize enough how important it is that we reject this app. The comic book stores reject these apps, they need to be made aware of the danger this represents for them. And we need to be made aware of the danger this represents for us. It was 2014 when Gamergate said they had won. They won shit. Here's the proof. They didn't win. They lost. They allowed the SJWs to force them to say, oh, we're only about this. We're only about ethics in video game journalism. Video ethics is important, yes. Ethics in journalism is important. But it's not the only thing that's important. Getting this kind of people out of the industry is important too. I would dare say it's even more important than the journalist's behavior. Because who cares if the journalist is an ethical person, if the publication is ethical? Who cares? If they are inside the industry, inside the publishers, inside the game studios, doing this shit, inside, where was it? Inside social media companies doing this. The only way to win, the only way to win is to make them go away from our industries, from our hobbies, from our culture. If Twitch does this, we give Twitch the middle finger and migrate to YouTube or to BitChute. If Twitter tries to do this, we migrate to Gab. If YouTube does this, we migrate. We can't allow them to win. We must hit them in the wallets. It's the only way we will ever win. We need to exhibit them as hateful people they are, but we also need to hit them in the wallets. We can't say because Marvel is rolling back some of the stuff, oh, we have won. No, we have won shit. We have won shit because Diamond is still the most powerful entity in the market. It's not DC, it's not Marvel, it's Diamond, the most powerful entity in the industry right now, because they have cornered the distribution, and with this app they will be even harder to compete against if we adopt it. If we don't talk with our comic book stores and tell them not to adopt it, then we're fucked. If we allow this, we're fucked. I don't know how else to say it. If this gets adopted, we as geeks, the comic book industry, the culture, it's fucked. It's all I have to say about this. Tell me what you think in the comments. If you like the content, subscribe. See you soon. Goodbye.